of you just joining us online, you're watching Procurious Big Idea Summit, broadcast from Zurich, right here in Switzerland. Our theme of today is Reach Your Summit, and we've had a fantastic lineup of speakers who are showing us how procurement and supply professionals can supercharge their careers and reach peak performance across a whole range of areas.
And we've now come to the final part of the day. So we've had a fantastic lineup of speakers talking about how procurement and supply professionals need to adapt and perish. With Elizabeth Schlag-Lawrence talking about shifting the procurement mindset, Michael Ploeger showing us how to win the procurement endgame with a big focus on digital transformation, and Bruce Morrison giving us some very practical tips on staying relevant in an ever-changing world. We've also discussed some of our latest research findings, along with interview compilations, on-the-couch insights, best of Procurious countdowns, and lots more. So if you've missed anything or want to share some of these insights with your friends and colleagues, you can check them out in the Procurious e-learning section, where they've been saved as short micro-learning videos.
So tell us about the final part of the day. What's in store?
We're rounding off the day with the theme, Live Your Best Life. So we talked earlier that a lot of people expect the profession to transform into a highly agile group of strategic thinkers who are business partners. Individuals don't have a lot of control over that overall professional transformation, but they do have control over their own career and what their own career transforms into. So the point that I want to make is that it's up to you to steer your career in a direction that will keep you motivated and inspired and fulfilled. And I'd argue that you're not going to get that by filling in spreadsheets. That's why the coming wave of automation is so exciting. Our research shows that on average, 49% of the procurement workload is regarded as tactical, and 42% is regarded as ripe for automation.
The big question is, what will procurement professionals do with their newly acquired time once AI takes over the tactical element?
I'm very glad you asked that question, Trish, because that gives me an opportunity to launch the fourth and final part of Procurious and Michael Page UK's 2030 report. So it's now available in the Procurement 2030 group on Procurious, along with parts 1, 2 and 3 as well. We'll put the link online now so listeners can get hold of their copy straight away. So let me spend a couple of minutes summarising this report. So we've called the first section Time Enough at Last, because it addresses the very question you just asked me a minute ago. What will procurement professionals spend more time on if or when the tactical elements of their role are automated? The top three answers are firstly, increasing procurement's influence in the wider organisation, followed by team and talent development, and in third place, we have seeking opportunities to contribute to top-line growth. These top three items on the wish list are really about adding value for the organisation, whether it's through making sure procurement is brought into the planning and strategy early on through its increased influence, or having a highly skilled team operating at peak performance, to breaking out of the cost savings mould and finding creative ways to contribute to top-line growth. You can see on this page that counterintuitively, people expect that more automation in the future will actually lead to more personal and human relationships with suppliers. That's a perfect example of technology enabling rather than replacing human skill sets, and speaks to a lot of Jürgen Nielis was saying at the very start of the day. There are two more findings I want to share from our Procurement 2030 Part 4 report. Firstly, we have a really interesting discussion about the need to rebrand procurement or not, particularly given the increasing rate of change for the profession. Just over 70% of people are happy to keep the term procurement and believe it's a strong brand that we continue to build upon. I know that Procurious founder Tanya Siri believes the same thing as well, but 30% wanting to change the term is still quite significant. I mentioned earlier on some of the great alternative names that our survey takers put forward, such as value creation officers, relationship management, and commercial consultants. Finally, we asked whether people expect that there'll be more or fewer procurement jobs available in 2030, given the ever-growing concern out there about job stealing AI and robots. The results were actually fairly evenly split. 36% believe there will be more procurement jobs, 41% expect there will be fewer, and nearly 25% expect there will be about the same amount. We asked a follow-up question: if you could time travel to the year 2030 but could only take 3 workplace skills, what would they be? And you can see the top 3 here are 1, critical thinking and problem solving, 2nd, relationship building, and 3rd, leadership. And this is really one of the main reasons Procurious and Michael Page UK put this report series together. People have limited time and budgets to develop their skills, so we wanted to point them towards the skills and attributes where it will really pay off if they concentrate on attaining peak performance in those areas. So what you really don't want to do is spend your valuable time and money training for a skill that is sure to be automated in the next 5 years, such as data collection or market research. As usual, there's heaps of other content in the report, including CPO, video interviews, and we've got blog articles, links to blog articles by Procurious and Michael Page UK. So be sure to get onto Procurious and download your copy today.
Let's now take a look at the speaker lineup for the final part of the day. Well, coming up next, we have Olinga Taid, Visiting Professor of Blockchain, Birmingham City University, who will be talking about using blockchain for social good, followed by Gilles Bro, Principal and Co-founder of the Beyond Group and an expert in business partnering, who will be presenting on the topic of how to make your stakeholders love you. And finally, Thierry Faustin, a doctoral research and former procurement and supply chain optimization and transformation lead, whose session is called Maximize Collaboration, Drive Innovation.
And as with the other parts of the day, we've got plenty of other great content as well, including speaker interviews, Best of Procurious, and even a Christmas surprise starring yours truly.
So don't forget to get involved in Zurich Big Ideas Summit by sharing insights, making comments and asking questions. And you'll be in the running to win some fantastic prizes, a Parrot Bebop 2 drone, along with a whole bunch of really cool prizes, including Patagonia t-shirts and a Falraven backpack. Help us spread the word too on Twitter and LinkedIn by using hashtag BigIdeas2018.
And a reminder that all of the great content, including speaker presentations and interviews and other parts of content we've had today, are available in the Procurious e-learning library, saved as small micro-learning videos.
Hugo, you talked about some of the activities that procurement pros are likely to undertake in the future, and I believe social procurement was one of them.
Yes, actually we use the term sustainable procurement that's interchangeable with social procurement. It basically means anything that's part of procuring with purpose. So that might be green procurement or environmentally sustainable procurement, working with social enterprise, making sure you've got diversity across your supplier base. It falls really neatly into our topic here of living your best life, because not only is it increasingly important, it's also very